Obviously, I've been very, very critical of New York not doing right by its residents and citizens with the high rate of unemployment and homeless people living out on the streets. And especially with rent at an all-time high in the state of New York, you would think they would do something about it, but this is not the right way to go. According to the New York Times, public Elizabeth Street Garden is currently in a fight after a ruling was demanded by the court that a housing was okayed to be built at the Elizabeth Street Garden. So according to the New York Times, a fight over the fate of Elizabeth Street Garden, whether to build affordable housing for older people, there has gone on for more than 10 years, a decade-long battle. The Elizabeth Street Garden in Manhattan is a popular space where people can do yoga, attend poetry readings, and or animal outdoor activities. Across roses and daffodils and sculptures of lines, it is also rare publicly owned site that the city thinks it's a perfect spot to put dozens of affordable apartments in one of the wealthiest parts of the city. There has not been room for both. A fight over whether to keep the garden or build the housing has dragged on for more than 10 years. But on Tuesday, the housing plan, at least for now, prevailed. In New York, appellate court cleared the way for 123 apartment development for lower income people over the age of 62 and their families, overturning a lower court ruling that had stopped the project after opponents sued. I don't know how you pronounce this guy's name. Adolfo Karen Jr., the city's housing commissioner, called the ruling a huge win. The fight over this land highlights how difficult it can be to build affordable housing, especially in neighborhoods that offer strong economic opportunities. Now, this is some fucking bullshit. Okay, it's the whole wording of this is bullshit. Affordable housing. We know Kathy Hochul has been on this strange mission to continue to build affordable, quote unquote, affordable housing in the state of New York, yet taxes are an all-time high. Rent is at an all-time high. Their definition of affordable housing is building apartment complexes and charging people $1,700-$1,800 a month that can barely afford it. So how the fuck is that going to fix the problem? That's not going to fix anything. You're making things worse. Any little space that the city has, their plan is destroy the trees and build affordable housing and charge people an arm and a leg for a one-bedroom studio apartment. Not to mention the fact that reportedly, New York City is sinking because of its weight of its skyscraper. It's apparently sinking about 1 to 2 millimeters each year. And what do you think that they would do to try to lessen the load of the weight of New York City? Let's continue to build more and more buildings and skyscrapers. Fuck what the research says. Let's continue to drown the city. Let's continue to drown the people who can barely afford to live in it in the first place. You would think that New York City would stop and be like, why are people moving out of the state? Why has New York lost approximately 5.3% of its population? Nearly 500,000 people since COVID left New York City and headed down south where it's more affordable. Why is that? Why has between April 2020 and July 2022 over 200,000 people left the city? Why? Because it is unlivable here. People can no longer live in the state of New York. They are not helping by deconstruction and building affordable housing. They are not helping by continuing to raise rent prices. They are not helping by continuing to raise the MTA rates and all that type of stuff. They're not helping by continuing to raise the easy passes. Everything that they're raising is pissing people off and saying, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. And you have these governments, these pro-democratic, these pro-liberal idiots that think that they are helping the economy by building affordable housing when they're not. They're hurting. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a pro-green guy. Out here in Long Island, I hate when I see for sale signs on lands, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to cut down all the trees, which is going to lead to deforestation, which is going to lead to animals who live in there, wildlife like deers, like birds and stuff like that. They're going to have to find new homes. You're destroying their environment just to build useless junk like factories, like apartments that are going to be empty and vacant because people can't afford to pay the outrageous rent prices that you have put on them. For what? For what? It makes no sense whatsoever. So New York is not helping themselves by destroying a site where people seem to like to go. It's a site where people seem to like to debrief, to like to calm down, a breath of fresh air, play with the birds, walk their dogs, plant seeds, plant plants and stuff like that. No, let's build it for the older community people who make less than $60,000 a year, quote unquote affordable housing, my ass. And this is some of the pictures of what Elizabeth Street Garden looks like, and it's a very, very nice garden. I mean, all that is gonna have to go. You're gonna have to knock down all that plant life, and for what? It looks like there's barely any space to build 123 apartments for senior citizens over the age of 62 years old. It's quite frankly bullshit. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree? Leave your comments down below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys later. Deuces.